GA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, as we are off and running on EA Sports. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now a man who's taken the reins with the Cowboys, it's Tony Pollard. And a short pickup to about the 25. You talk about this Jets defense. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
They go back to Pollard on second down. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. This defense for the Jets, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Third and short yardage, Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. It's caught inside the 25. A big play here for Dallas. And even 50 yards.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
First down, and it's Pollard again. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
Well, you know, he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a late signee let go by Minnesota in June. It's Dalvin Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Down the right sideline, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jets are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. So how about that for your first carry of the game? Not bad.
How about that, and not bad at all. I think he earned himself a little bit more work, partner, because that's what you want from your number 2 or your number 3 running backs. You want him to come in with the fresh legs, give your team a little jolt, and he did it right there. Best way to lobby for more playing time? Have runs like that.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that...
He's got a man, complete. And he'll go down at the 28. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Cowboys had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Rodgers sliding to a stop with a first down. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
A lot to talk about when it comes to Garrett Wilson, the reigning offensive rookie of the year. Last season, really embraced the wide receiver 1 role in New York. Broke Keyshawn Johnson's rookie record for yards, and one of the brightest young stars at his position lives up to that by getting another Jets first down.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You look at this Cowboy defense.
They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
Well, there wasn't anything wrong with them on that play, was there? Able to make a nice stop, held them to no gain. The key to their defense, though, is exactly what the defensive coordinator told you and I. They've got to be consistent.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down. Good work there on 4th and 1. They get 7 to move the chains. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try the wide side with Cook. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. No big surprise, Micah Parsons doing what he does so well, dropping him for a loss. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Rodgers going to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ferguson. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that,
The line not helping him much. Third and a full 10 yards. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. A sack. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Here's Hardman to return. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back, and the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Plays like that, you can feel it, can't you?
As long as he doesn't drive angry, we're okay. Because when he's on the field, that anger works for him. It fuels him, it powers him, and the end result runs like that.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead, it works opposite.
On play action, now Rodgers. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Back to the ground, Cook. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, a give to Pollard. And he will have the 1st down here as he's up to the 15. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Off the play fake, Prescott. And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Back near his goal line, it's Prescott. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. Prescott from the gun on third. Swinging this out for Pollard. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
They come up. Here's Rodgers to throw. That's going to be caught downfield by Lazard. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Alan Lazard, as the first half is remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that's caught inside the 35. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one is right down the middle. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports halftime
Both teams
report.
making their
Take it
final
away,
preparations
Coach.
for the second half of action. So with that, let's get you back out to Arlington, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, It's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
Saw the linebacker Damone Clark coming through with a stop.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, of that marker. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Running for it, here's Cook. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So the 4th down conversion sets him up with this. 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Lazard. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. He got 29 yards that time.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, 626.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. Touchdown Jets. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Play action now, Prescott. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Option play, here's Pollard. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync, Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. And Charles, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
47.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Trying to run for it with Pollard, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Though certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Micah Parsons is off to one of the greatest starts in any NFL career. 2 seasons, 2 All-Pro selections, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, and even some MVP votes last year. And behind all of that, 26.5 sacks.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Boy, that ball's just hanging up there waiting to be intercepted. That looked doomed from the start, but they took the deep shot anyway, and fortunately, it winds up incomplete.
Taken in at the 22. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Flush to his, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone. They'll give it to him again. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Dalvin Cook His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Eluded, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Second and 9. They run it again with Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Steps away to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. Zerline's kick is up and through. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Now Lewis selects to return it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
In motion right is Wilson. Now they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back. I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Finding room at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Good for a Cowboys. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Prescott off play action. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Prescott now. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Prescott to throw it. Buying time to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do
is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Flushed out right. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Jets are going to get the football back. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 79 yards rushing for him now to this point.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
First down, Jets.
So it's a victory here for the New York.